Short while from now, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be at the BJP headquarters. There's a big celebration planned this evening. I want to go across live to Ashoka Road. Joining us from there is my colleague Gaurav Sawant. Gaurav, give our viewers a sense of what's happening. I can see the entire pantheon of the BJP leadership, all their chief ministers, the Home Minister downwards, all ministers, they've all arrived at the BJP headquarters.
And there's eager anticipation to meet Prime Minister Narendra Modi in a while from now, Rahul. He will walk down this road, and both sides, there are hundreds and hundreds of BJP workers who are lined up, waiting to get a glimpse of the Prime Minister. The young and the old are all here. In fact, even if you look at this group, Rahul, while you have some senior citizens, आप लोग कहाँ से आए हैं? आपकी कितनी उम्र है सर?
मेरी 56 साल उम्र है और मैंने इलेक्शन से पहले ही 325 सीटों की घोषणा कर दी थी भैया।
मैं हरियाणा से हूँ जी।
इसमें अंदर मेरे
हमने घोषणा पहले ही कर दी थी।
आप जानते थे 325 सीटें आएंगी उत्तर प्रदेश में। That is what these voters and these supporters are saying. लेकिन आप लोग यंगस्टर्स, आपकी कितनी उम्र है?
मेरी उम्र 35 ईयर्स है।
कहाँ से आए हो आप?
मैं बरवाला गांव है, दिल्ली देहात से जुड़ा हूँ। दिल्ली से देहात के गांव से हूँ।
अच्छा, so we see some youngsters here, Rahul, one side of the road. On the other side of the road, lots more people. Now senior police officers finally reviewing security at this point of time before the Prime Minister comes. The commandos also walking behind them. Lots of people lined up on the other side. And if I could just walk down this road a little and take you a little ahead, that is where all the dhol nagaras are already going non-stop for the past 2 hours. Bharat Mata Ki Jai slogans here. People get very excited the moment they get to hear any leader is coming. So the ladies in this side, let me see if the security permits me to go a little ahead. They may or they may not, but then we will risk it before we are turned back, because you have to see the excitement at this point of time. This excitement has to be seen to be believed as far as BJP supporters are concerned. Rahul, if you just, कहाँ से आए आप लोग?
हम आए हैं आर.के.पुरम विधानसभा के कार्यकर्ता हैं, जोश से भरे, होश से बड़े।
लेकिन आप लोग उस पार नहीं जा पा रहे।
नहीं, क्यों नहीं जाएंगे? हम यहीं खड़े होकर बात करेंगे। हम अपने आप को ही मोदी समझते हैं। मोदी जैसा विकास पुरुष इस देश में और इस दुनिया में कोई दूसरा नहीं। मैं गर्व है उनके ऊपर।
अच्छा, आप यहाँ पर मोदी जी को देखने आए हैं, मिलना चाहते हैं?
मोदी जी से मिलना चाहेंगे, मोदी से विश करेंगे। मोदी
हम मोदी जी को देखना भी चाहते हैं, मिलना भी चाहते हैं।
Lots of Modi chants all over, but that is where the dhol nagaras are. Let me see if we can walk. Of course, the security detail may not permit it, but beyond this, Rahul, at this point of time, is where the actual youngsters are. And if my cameraman just goes across and shows you, that is where the crowd comes. Lots of BJP flags, lots of color. This is the entrance that the Prime Minister will take. So multi-layered security in place. Jal sab, kaise hain aap? Good to see you. Rahul, just beyond this, at this point of time, is where Prime Minister Narendra Modi will enter. The SPG in place, security detail in place, and this road completely sealed off for the Prime Minister to come, Rahul.
I want to go across to Brajesh Pandey. Gaurav is, remember, outside the BJP office. Brajesh Pandey is inside the BJP office. Brajesh, there was a meeting between Amit Shah and Rajnath Singh, the Home Minister. Rajnath Singh's been Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh previously. His name has been mentioned as one of the contenders, even though he said publicly he's not interested. Then he also said that if nobody asked me if they did, I may have had a different view. What was discussed in this meeting? What was discussed in this meeting? Do you know?
Well, Rahul, we don't know the exact contours of the meeting. What we know for sure is that the meeting lasted for 40 minutes, and it assumes significance in the backdrop that, you know, that after this phenomenal result which has come in, Amit Shah has been meeting a lot of stakeholders. Last night he met senior RSS functionary Dr. Krishna Gopal, and today, you know, he has also spoken to a couple of senior MLAs from Uttar Pradesh, and this meeting assumes significance in the backdrop of the fact that, you know, a lot of permutation and combination is going on. You know, a lot of deliberation discussion about, you know, how the BJP should put its best cast foot forward, in the sense that, you know, that the decision of the Chief Minister which they take right now will also echo in 2019, which the BJP feel that going by the current momentum, they should be able to repeat its 2014 results. So we don't know the exact contours of what transpired. We'll be getting to know in another half an hour, 45 minutes max. But this, in the backdrop of the permutation and combination which is going on, clearly indicates that, you know, this had to do with the formation of the government and the election of Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh specifically. Rahul? Right,
thanks very much. I've received an SMS from people close to Rajnath Singh, those who work in his office. I asked them what was discussed. They said, essentially, Rajnath Singh has told Amit Shah that whatever the party decides for who should be next Chief Minister, they would go with the party's decision. Well, really, there's no option given the kind of mandate that the BJP has got. I want to go across to Ashok Malik. Ashok Malik tracks the BJP more closely than most. Ashok, who do you think will be the next Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh and why?
I think Mr. Rajnath Singh is just too senior to be disturbed from the Union Cabinet. I don't think that, I understand that is not really in consideration, because he is the second most important man in the Union Cabinet. I think it will pass on to a new generation of younger leaders in UP.
Come on, stick your neck. Who do you think it will be?
My personal, if I were a betting person, I would say Manoj Sinha.
Why Manoj Sinha?
He is from Eastern UP.
Yeah, but he's a Bhumihar. You've reached out to non-Yadav OBCs. You make a Bhumihar Chief Minister.
Bhumihars are not as... a Bhumihar in Bihar would have been a bit of a controversial choice, or a...
but Bhumihars in UP
are less controversial.
But they're numerically insignificant.
Yes, but that also makes them less controversial because they are less threatening.
No, but you're sending a message to non-Yadav OBCs that you want to recast the BJP as a party of the backwards.
But the Bhumihars, I still feel, it could be an OBC, I'm not denying that. Right? But I think Bhumihars are also in contention. He has good administrative experience. He is from Eastern UP. So Mr. Maurya is also very much in the running. I think it's between the two of them.
You're saying it's between Keshav Maurya?
Yeah, I think Maurya has a chance because there is no one from most backward section in the party. You have a OBC face in Anupriya Patel, who is in a cabinet also. But from most backward section, I think he will make a history because there has not been any chief minister.
These are live images of the BJP office. Amit Shah has just reached. There you see, he was up, he went for a dinner last night, spent a lot of time with the Prime Minister. He's just arrived at the BJP office. Right behind him, you see his core team. I want to go across to Ashutosh Mishra. Ashutosh Mishra, that's Ram Lal, the Sangathan Mantri, loaned from the RSS to the BJP, works very closely with Amit Shah on all organizational matters. These are live images coming from the BJP office. If Amit Shah has arrived, then the Prime Minister will soon be arriving as well. I want to go across to Ashutosh Mishra. Ashutosh is outside where the Prime Minister's cavalcade will pass from. Ashutosh, tell us what's happening around you.
Well, Rahul, as we are discussing that who's going to be the king of Uttar Pradesh, the kingmaker of Bharatiya Janata Party, Amit Shah, the president, had just arrived here a minute before. Now, we are here at the point near the Lee Meridian adjacent to the BJP headquarters. The Prime Minister's cavalcade will be arriving from this way, and the security has been tied in the SPG. You know, a three-layer of security that is here, and this stretch is cordoned off by the security forces. Now, a movement, some development of the movement by the forces is going on. You see the SPG protect the SPG officials. They are here. The Prime Minister, as we are hearing from our sources, that Prime Minister is likely to arrive anytime soon here. Just a minute ago, Amit Shah has arrived. A number of other BJP senior leaders and ministers, they are also coming, and this is the stretch. Rahul, let me show you. This is the stretch where Prime Minister's cavalcade has been decided to be taken off from this way, and all the vehicles that will be crossing this circle, and then PM will take this route to go inside the BJP party headquarters, where the hundreds of BJP supporters, Modi supporters are there to greet the Prime Minister, to wish him after the, this historic mandate which the BJP has received in many states in the semi-final. Rahul?
Okay, in a short while from now, Prime Minister Modi will be reaching the BJP office. We've got a whole deployment of reporters on the ground. They're tracking the Prime Minister's arrival. Gaurav, any sense yet of how soon the Prime Minister will be reaching the BJP office? Rajnath Singh has reached there. We saw just now Amit Shah arrive as well. How many more minutes before the Prime Minister arrives? And for those who are just tuning in just now, give us a lowdown on what the Prime Minister will do when he is at the BJP office this evening.
Rahul, the Prime Minister will celebrate Holi with the BJP workers, cadres, and celebrate the BJP's victory in Uttar Pradesh and Uttarakhand. Now, the Delhi unit of the BJP is here in large numbers. If you just look around all this place, you have hundreds of BJP workers lined up on either side of this road, the Ashok Road. 11 Ashok Road is the BJP office. The Prime Minister is going to walk down. He'll stop at the Windsor Circle. He's likely to walk down with his cars following him down this road into the BJP office there. And you can just see the crowds all around, Rahul. This is to enthuse the Delhi cadre. That is what BJP insiders tell us. While they will celebrate Holi, there will be a speech. There will also be the selection of the next Chief Minister or deliberations of the selection of the next Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh. But before that, there will be a victory speech. There will be a victory march. The aim is to enthuse the cadre in Delhi for the battle. Now, the Prime Minister has just fought a big battle, got the BJP victory in Uttar Pradesh, in Uttarakhand. But even a municipal election is crucial, is what BJP insiders tell us. And that is why he wants to enthuse the cadre to go out and win it. They won 7 on 7 in Lok Sabha elections. Only 3 out of 70 in assembly elections. They want history to go the Lok Sabha way as far as municipal elections are concerned, Rahul.
Okay, Parbina is also joining us. She's just started covering politics very recently. She's got a bunch of women supporters of the BJP with her. They're also very charged up and very excited about this big victory. Let's see what Parbina has to say. Parbina?
It's celebration early Holi here outside BJP headquarters. Women are dancing to the tune of Bhangra and raising slogans for Modi. Excited to see the Honorable Prime Minister here. They're excited to see the Prime Minister and enjoy and celebrate the unprecedented victory. What is the message you're giving to this?
देखिए जीत विकास की जीत है. देश के प्रधानमंत्री जी ने सबका साथ सबके विकास की जीत है और देश की महिलाओं ने बहुत ज्यादा व ताकतवर से मोदी जी पे विश्वास जताते हुए मोदी जी को 3 तलाक के मुद्दे पर, महिलाओं की सुरक्षा के मुद्दे पर, महिलाओं के सशक्तिकरण के मुद्दे पर वोट दिया है.
आपने ये स्पेशल कपड़ा आज के लिए पहना है.
देखिए ये आज की होली का दिन है और केसरिया होली पूरे देश में मनाई जा रही है.
आप क्या बोलना चाहेंगे मोदी जी को?
महिलाओं को मोदी जी ने आकर के बहुत सशक्त किया है और हम आज केसरिया रंग में सारी महिलाएं रंगी हुई है. इस बार होली पे उन्होंने जो भी हमारे को दिया है बड़ी खुशी की बात है. उत्तर प्रदेश में नहीं, हम दिल्ली में भी केसरिया रंग की लहर जलाएंगे.
यूपी में जीत सिर्फ महिलाओं ने दिलाई है. जहाँ है महिला शक्ति वही है जीत हमारी. You see very excited people here, women congratulating and wishing Prime Minister Modi, waiting to see the Prime Minister, and they dedicate and they think it is all because of that one man.
We're seeing these live images now of the Prime Minister's cavalcade arrive. This is the moment everyone's been waiting for, the Prime Minister's giant cavalcade. And what's interesting is, you know, that's the jib. What you're seeing is this Jimmy jib right at the back. They had it in Varanasi like a contingent where they're broadcasting live pictures from on that vehicle. It's right behind where the Prime Minister is. And it's really incredible because it helps them broadcast live. Rahul Gandhi's team, Akhilesh Yadav's team are very upset, saying that how is it that SPG doesn't allow the Congress's live video signal to go through, but the Prime Minister's video signal, despite having greater security concerns, manages to go through. That's something that they were very upset with, and it's a fair point. It's a completely fair point. Here is the Prime Minister's cavalcade driving in very slowly into 11 Ashoka Road. Ashok, describe these visuals for us. A big moment this for the BJP. A big victory celebration this. What is the message? You know, one of the things that Gaurav Sawant pointed out, which is very interesting, was that you're sending a message that now the focus is on the MCD election. This is a relentless election machine.
But that is, okay, there will be consequences for voter and worker momentum for the MCD election, certainly. But I think more than that is certainly there. More than that, Narendra Modi from the very beginning of his term has been very keen to emphasize that there is perfect coordination between the party and the government. And while he has gone to the government, he remains a party worker, an election activist, an election manager, and a campaigner.
Okay, these are the live images from the BJP headquarters. That's absolutely correct. He was at the BJP party office in Varanasi, campaigning on the streets of Varanasi for 3 days, sweating it out profusely. Despite being Prime Minister, this is a bit of a roadshow. Can we also look at the live images coming from the ANI cameras, please? They may have a camera. They may have a camera on top, right behind where the Prime Minister is. They've got supporters on both sides. You know, I asked a very senior BJP leader, what's the purpose of these roadshows? It's a big security threat. What do you achieve by doing this? They say you mobilize the cadre, they come out, others, you know, your supporters come out, those who don't come out see what you're doing and they feel enthused as well. It's very, very powerful messaging.
You have a disgruntled party worker who's saying it's sulking for some reason. He says Narendra Modi is coming out on the streets to campaign. Let me also get out.
Absolutely. We're seeing these images. It would be devastating in some senses for the opposition. You know, devastating for the opposition because you see these images, you see what you're up against, and you realize how difficult a battle this is.
Yeah, nobody can even match that. Look, that man is walking on the road and waving to, you know, people on both the sides. Has any Prime Minister done that before? I don't know.
In a long, long time.
I've not seen.
You have to go back to probably Nehru or Indira. Or
even Indira, when you used to pass, actually, there were barricades.
Is that the Prime Minister there?
Yeah, yeah.
Has he just gotten off his car?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're still slightly far away.
Pandit Nehru used to do this.
Can we up the audio over there so we can hear this nicely? We're seeing these images. The Prime Minister, I think, has gotten off his car. He's got a camera right in front. And that camera person is blocking our video, which is not very good. So that's not such good news. But the Prime Minister has gotten off his car. He's waving out to supporters. And this is quite incredible. And the man loves it, you know. He drove past, his vehicle went past us a couple of times in Varanasi. You just see his face, you know. He's not thinking this is a chore. He's not thinking that this is too much of an effort. He loves this, Ashok, doesn't he?
Yeah, it's a stroll in the park, you know, metaphorically and literally, because Uttar Pradesh proved to be a stroll in the park in the end.
And victory is the greatest aphrodisiac. Yeah. I mean, what can give you a bigger high than victory? This is absolutely incredible. The Prime Minister, and he's by himself, you know, there's no Amit Shah there, there's no Jetli there, there's no Rajnath. This is a one-man show. Okay, so I think now we can see the Prime Minister front and center, flanked by the SPG, the poor SPG officials who were with the Prime Minister when he did his roadshow in Varanasi. They were petrified. You know, and there was this one very interesting moment where there was an SPG person right behind the Prime Minister. Narendra Modi tried to tell that SPG guy to get off. And this SPG official, being a junior official, didn't really know what to do. He quickly looked towards his boss for signals and the boss said, "You are not getting off that vehicle. You have to be right behind the Prime Minister." Then very politely and as humbly as he could, he told the Prime Minister, "Sir, I have to stay here on this vehicle. It's for your safety." Otherwise, the Prime Minister wanted the whole top of the vehicle, the roof of the vehicle to be free for himself. There he is. He's got lots of flowers being... And look at the spring in his step. You know, does it look like this is a man who's tired, who's been campaigning for many weeks? He's beaming from year to year. He's the man of the moment, the man of the match, the man who's made this possible. Everyone else has been toiling, but that's all at the back end. He's the man whose prestige was at stake. He put himself out there, and through this verdict showed that he still has the faith and the confidence of the people of Uttar Pradesh.
And he has the common touch. You know, the Prime Ministers, even Chief Ministers tend to lose the common touch. They tend to get trapped in those cavalcades of BMWs and Mercedes cars and in that office, their secretariat, surrounded by civil servants and powerful people. This is an attempt to say that, look, I still retain the common touch.
And he said that in his speech in Varanasi. He said that मैं ये चाहता हूँ कि मैं ये भूल ना जाऊँ कि कार्यकर्ता होना क्या होता है. This one guy standing next to me said, अरे आप तो सर्वे सर्वा हो, आपको क्या कार्य करते? But he wants to convey that message, and I'm still the ordinary कार्यकर्ता. He's now being greeted by Amit Shah at the gate of the BJP office. He's just entering the 11 Ashoka Road building. This is where he used to sit for many an afternoon. That's Venkaiah Naidu, Anand Kumar, Ram Lal in your image, in your frame right now, Kailash, Vijay Varghya, Amit Shah right behind them.
Deen Dayal
Upadhyay ji's bust right in front, right as you enter the BJP office. He's garlanding that. Arun Jaitley had a bit of a mishap, fell off the helicopter. He was in Haridwar, so he's not here. Rajnath Singh, interestingly, is not here in these images either. I would have thought that he'd be here, but he's not here in these images. Shivraj Singh Chauhan right behind Amit Shah.
Anand Kumar.
And they're trying to keep it calm, you know, they're trying to keep it calm. No wild celebration. If you'd won the kind of mandate that they have, you'd think they'd be going crazy. Like the people out there were very calm, very measured.
The Congress, for example, would have won 1/4 of the seats and been celebrating 4 times as much.
But this is cumulative construction of charisma, I will call it, you know. The way every moment is choreographed.
Yeah. No, and they've thought this through, which is a good thing. You know, having those Jimmy jibs, it's like a Wishcraft production. You've got these jibs, they're on the vehicle right in front of the Prime Minister. SPG's been told you need to be further up. It's all been planned out. It's all done for TV. It's done in a way that yesterday, you know, when we were chatting with one very senior BJP leader who I shan't name, and I was pressing for an interview, he said, you know, let the Prime Minister speak first. We should speak later. Let the Prime Minister speak first. They want it to be his moment. He's the man of the match, the man of the moment. They want him to have his moment in the sun, his moment out there. These are images from right outside. This is where they have a small area. It's obviously been packed to the rafters right now. The Prime Minister will be speaking. There will be a brief address by Amit Shah before that, and after that the Prime Minister will speak. And he's really brought, what's very interesting also is he's brought the Delhi BJP Karyakarta out, and he's mobilizing them. And apart from these fantastic images on TV, sending a message nationally, he's trying to mobilize his Delhi Karyakarta, because you've got a big MCD election in April. You simply can't afford to lose here.
Yeah, he's taken that is one step, but he's also telling the Karyakarta, he's telling everybody, I remain a common worker. Yeah. I may be Prime Minister, but I'm also a common worker. I'm also ready to put my weight, pull my weight in the heat and dust of an election campaign.
And actually organizing in Delhi, you know, this event is national event already. So it's no more local, it is national.
Which it would have been if it was in Lucknow.
Yeah, if it had been in Lucknow. So I think that way, the local and the national are merging together.
You know, while we were chatting with Amit Shah during the campaign, we spent some time with him. I asked him, so what after UP? Are you going to take a break? Will you be holidaying? He says, no, there are 100 plus odd seats where the BJP is very weak. In Orissa, in West Bengal, going down to the south, Tamil Nadu, Kerala. His key is to help the party expand. This is a relentless machine. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon for them, and it's a very, very relentless election fighting machine. They love this.
You see, it's a big difference from the first BJP government between 1999 and 2004 and the UPA government between 2004 and 2014, when the best talent of the party, both the BJP then and the Congress after that, moved to the government. And frankly, Akbar Road for 10 years and Ashoka Road for 5 years was empty. You could go there and, you know, there were just a few workers sitting around and a few retired leaders. But here, the party office is a buzz of activity. It still retains a lot of talent, people who are not in government and are working relentlessly to expand the party.
Shahnawaz Hussain, Poonam Mahajan, they brought down the entire party. One day is all it took. They brought down the whole party here. These are now images from right outside the BJP office.